Washington's Department of Labor and Industries has made honoring and supporting veterans and their families part of our culture. This is the 17th year the agency has hosted a Veterans Day ceremony.
This is our opportunity to pause from our day-to-day work and to reach out to the members of our community, the more than 250 of you that chose to put on the uniform and serve our country, and say thank you.
Along with the veterans and active duty military at L&I, there are numerous military moms, dads, children, and spouses, all who sacrifice so their loved ones can serve our country. Megan Soria is an L&I project manager. Her husband was a Green Beret.
You're worrying about him and what's going on. You try not to put too much pressure on him because of what's going on over there where he's at. And we now have 3 kids together. And so I'm not only mom, I'm not only a full-time career person, I'm also dad.
Megan was one of dozens of L&I staff and community members at the ceremony. This year's theme commemorated the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. Keynote speaker, retired Lieutenant General C.D. Moore, grew up in Centralia. He served in the Air Force for more than 30 years and still has family here.
I visit the Vietnam Memorial. I call it the Wall. I pay tribute to a neighbor boy from Centralia who died in the war. And I'm sure you all have stories that are similar to this. I remember the day my dad came home and told us that George, our neighbor, had died in the war. I took my kids to the memorial probably about 15 years ago, and I took them to George's name. You know, if you've been there, the engraved names, you can touch them. I wanted them to understand the sacrifices that have been made and how personal it can be.
L&I has a long history of hiring service members. David Puente, a veteran and an L&I manager, says people with military experience are a great fit for public service.
They have great ethics, integrity, respect, professionalism, a lot of the things that we look for when we're looking for employees and when we evaluate competencies.
And while being a military spouse is tough, Megan says she wouldn't have it any other way.
I think it's an absolute honor to be his wife and to be married to somebody who's made that commitment, you know, their lifelong commitment to serve in the Army, to protect others, to protect those who can't do that for themselves.